Okay, hello and welcome everybody. I'm really glad that you're here, whether you're joining us live or if you catch the replay later. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Heather Boers and I am the host of the conversation today. I run two spaces on Skool, the platform that we're on right now, which is to support two small businesses or small business owners in different ways. The first one is the directory on Skool, which is designed to be like a networking style space, a place where you can actually be found and connect and build relationships without having to rely solely on social media, because who loves being on social media all the time? The other one is Wilder Profits, which is for women who are building an online presence and online income, but they want support in the systems that they're using. They need help with the strategies, and they just want to be able to know that they don't have to do everything by themselves. And I also want to take a moment to acknowledge my co host, Lynice, who brings such a grounded and faith centered perspective to these conversations around wellness, stewardship, and money. She has her own space on Skool as well called Rooted to Rise in Faith. And I'm really grateful that she is co hosting this conversation with us today. And I'm excited to introduce our guest speaker, who is Kat Oakley. She is the founder of PhatKat Fitness, also on Skool. What I absolutely love about Kat is she is just like down to earth, real, no BS, but yet deeply supportive and everything about fitness and eating well and taking care of your body. So, thank you so much, Kat, for being here with us today. And from that, I'm going to let you take it over.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much, Heather. Let me go ahead and get my screen shared. Yeah, welcome everybody. Thanks for taking the time to swing by. And a special shout out to Heather and Lynice for creating the opportunity to connect on a very important topic. And our time is precious. So I'm going to go ahead and dive right in. So, at the root of what we're covering today is how to stop missing the target when it comes to specifically our hyped up new plans that we have in mind. And this goes for all humans, but entrepreneurs, and even more specifically, female entrepreneurs, are a special breed of human. We're very passionate about our ideas and the way that our brains are wired. We link a lot of things together, so we can easily kind of get pulled in a lot of directions very quickly. So, on a high level view, we're going to jump into why the new hype fails, phases to realizing that plan for the new hype that we had, some actionable steps, and we're going to be linking the connectedness of health and wealth, and of course, the support systems to truly implement everything that we cover. So, who am I? How do I know what I'm talking about? My name is Kat Oakley, and I used to cycle through these phases, in and out constantly, hormonal, balanced and imbalanced, weight yo-yoing, bloating, fatigue, depression. I just went back and forth into all these phases. This is going to be really embarrassing what I'm about to show you. So you're going to have to just grit and deal with it like I have to. But this was me in and out of those phases. I thought I was so cool with my little cigarette, but I'm actually super overweight and inflamed over there. My cystic acne from the hormonal imbalances in and out. And that third picture in is actually after I had lost a ton of weight and then gained it back. So this is me cycling through. Basically, I would run it into the wall. When it was good, it was great. When it was bad, it was real bad. And it was very much all or nothing thinking. I would lose and gain the same weight over and over and again. So I went from that all or nothing mentality to this very consistent place that I've been in for a while. And that's why I feel compelled to share this information that I have. I have a fitness community on Skool that I think everybody here might already be a part of, but we also have a line of fitness products on Amazon that is thriving. And I'm just consistently in a good space for health and wellness overall. So, how did I go from the looping, the new hype, feeling connected to what I was doing very briefly, and then falling off the wagon over and over and over again to this consistent, strong, happy energy, clarity space? I will dive into that more about my personal experience soon, but I really want to go into that high level bird's eye view of new hype failure, especially when it comes to the new year, the new quarters, and those pesky Mondays. Um, This is something that I call the race start fallacy. I don't know if that's a real term, but I just made that up. And specifically, entrepreneurs tend to like clear start and deadline dates. And that makes perfect sense. We're analyzing data and trends and bookkeeping, but it does actually present a lot of problems. So the start date of a new hype plan can put a lot of unnecessary pressure on the root of the goal that we're after. And it kind of gives like a twisted power over us in a sense, especially when it comes to a New Year resolution. I mean, quarter four is wild town. Like, who felt like quarter four was just a total blur? I can
Quarter
see.
four is always a cluster.
Yeah,
Always.
yes. Absolutely. And even if you're not a business owner, I mean, just between like the gatherings with family and friends, the travel, the money that was spent, it's a lot. It's also like the culmination of the year getting to a boiling point, right? Like at a head. So then January comes and that momentum has finally stopped. And we've added a social obligatory pressure, like for example, become a fit girl in January, which is a crazy thing to do, right? So, as for the new year, it's a lot to ask of ourselves to put that pressure on. It's really a time that we should be coming back to the basics and getting into a reset mode for long-term maintainability and setting those small shifts, right? And then as for the new quarter, and especially this applies to the new Mondays, but what happens if that new quarter and specifically that new Monday comes and passes without the follow through? So now our brain has gotten the relief message that we have more time to catch that next one. And what that does is it reinstates the reward system of saying we will do the thing. We'll do it. 100% we'll do it next Monday. And it just reinstates that thought to behavior to pattern loop. Entrepreneurs are idea centric. Oh, a new idea, the sweet nectar of the gods. I just got a new idea. I got to write it down now. And how many notes do you have on your phone or quarter-baked Google Docs that you will never revisit again? Like all the pictures on your phone? And
Way too many.
all of
Way
us,
too many.
all of us. So we, of course, have heard the phrase shiny object syndrome. Ideas give us dopamine. We're familiar. This is not new information. New plans feel like progress, and the execution of it feels boring by comparison to that high. So, who is familiar with Alex Hormozy? Everybody's raising their hand. Okay. So, first of all, I don't have to remind you that Hormozy and his partner Layla are super fit folks, and that is not by accident. So, keep that in mind, like marinate on that throughout the workshop as well. But this is Hormozy's entrepreneur life cycle chart. So, we start with step one, where we have the uninformed optimism. That's our hella good new idea. Can't miss on this one, right? And then we start going on the decline. So we hit two, which is informed pessimism. This is just the beginning of the phase where we start to recognize how much more is involved with this than we thought there was when it was just a new idea and we didn't have to do anything yet. And so that's what starts to lead us into that crisis of meaning, that phase three, where now it's really dawning on us like, oh, this is a lot more time and effort. And this is where we start to do this. We go, this isn't for me. My brain isn't wired for this. I actually don't know what I was thinking. I don't want this. It doesn't make sense for me. And we do all the justifications and loopholes we can to convince ourselves that this wasn't for us, that something else is. So that's where we start to pivot to the new shiny thing. And that's where most people crash and burn in for. So the only difference between those people and the people who make it to five and skip four is time and consistency of showing up. That is literally it. And Hormozy says failure and success are on the same highway, and that failure is just an earlier exit. And that is so true. So this is actually the same chart, but I wanted to include it because it splits it in emotional stage. So something really important to recognize is that the uninformed optimism and then the informed optimism and success are all on that positive emotional state. And the negative emotional state is where we realize, oh, there's a lot more effort and consistency here, and it's going to take more time. Because if you'll see at the bottom, that is literally the only difference, is just time, right? So we have inevitable phases that we're looking at. This is a very cliche caterpillar to butterfly example, but it rings true every time and for all time for a reason. Because when we start out, no matter what your pursuit that you're talking about, whether it's life in general, fitness, business, this is the inevitable progression if you stick with it. And you start out as this plump little vulnerable caterpillar who is clueless and uncomfortable and has no idea what's going on. And then you keep climbing on the stick. And as you stick with it, pun intended, because I cannot help myself, you will get basically armored by knowledge and time and experience. And then you come out the other side of it as this beautiful butterfly. I wish I had that A Bug's Life caterpillar, a beautiful butterfly thing to put in here, but I didn't do that. So everything has phases, everything is learned as phases, everything evolves in phases. We start broad and we narrow down as we evolve. This is because 1% consistent shifts is what moves mountains. I say that all the time. That is what makes this real momentum happen. And so this is the priority mountain that I normally show my clients, because when we're talking about fitness, it's not that health isn't a part of my client's true desire, but the surface level stuff is what is emotionally really connected and at the forefront of a priority. So we want to turn heads, we want a bikini body, we want the confidence, we want all the shiny good stuff that comes with that end result at the top of that mountain. But we neglect to understand that to get there, that mindset and lifestyle is first and foremost the base of that mountain. And then comes the metabolic health, the nutrition, the exercise, all the stuff. And then that's what inevitably leads to getting the bikini body and all that. So this is essentially the same parallel concept for entrepreneurs, because our fitness journey and our entrepreneurial journey are very, very paralleled. So we want the new house, we want the new car, we want to have zero debt, we want freedom of time. That's probably actually the biggest one, and I didn't even put it up there. But the freedom of time, we don't want to work for anybody else. That's the top of our mountain. But this is what entrepreneurs neglect as a mass whole, is the health specifically and mindset. There's a lot of mindset stuff out there. But the health, your physical health, is a yin and yang to that mindset base of that mountain. And then consistency stacks on that. And that's what leads to the new house, the zero debt, the stuff. So for my own personal journey, how I came to recognize a lot of this information, I actually bucked becoming a fitness coach for a long time. I did not want to do it at all. Lots of reasons. I hate fitness influencer culture. I was like, nope, not doing the shiny fake Instagram stuff. Can't do that. The idea of it all seemed very overwhelming until I made a connection. And this is what kept me from looping back into those old phases I was talking about earlier. This is what kept me following through on what I started. And it's changed my life in the most profound way possible. I made the connection that health is wealth and wealth is health. They are one and the same. They're yin and yang. They have a symbiotic relationship. If you ask a rich sick man and a poor sick man what they desire most, they will have the same answer. Now, arguably, and anybody who has a sense of humor like me would be like, well, I don't know, I think that guy might want money. And that's totally fair to say. But if you really break that down, the only reason that he would want money is to be able to afford medicine to get health. So the health is actually the true desire, right? Because health is wealth and wealth is health. So here are the parallels here. When you embark on a fitness journey, it's the same as a wealth journey or an entrepreneurial journey. Both have a fundamental direct impact on the quality of your life experience. Both teach us prioritization of time and value, which are the two most precious assets to anything, time and value. Both teach us the art of discipline. You prove your ability. This is probably my favorite part of both. You prove to yourself that your ability far exceeded what you ever thought you had through both journeys. And capacity, you understand the opportunity for growth in capacity that you didn't know was there before. They both help you to redefine what wealth actually means. And so we know that our mind, body, and bank account are connected. So when it comes to our business, we're thinking about our business first thing in the morning and the last thing before we go to sleep. I know that's everybody here. But do we know that being healthy is a priority? We know it's ideal. Do we know it's a priority? So what we need to do is get our mind-body connection at minimum to meet, but ideally to exceed our mind-business connection because we got that covered, the mind-business connection. That's constant. It almost doesn't have an off switch for us. And you do that by treating your health like a CEO. So just like everything else you do, think about how much time and money has been invested in your business. So much time and money. How many new platforms or new pieces of information have you learned in order to benefit your business? You are leaving the most important investment on the table because your brain is the most important piece of software for your life and your business, and your body is the most important piece of hardware. This mountain, it just keeps coming back at us. We keep getting to the top, and then I'm like, nope, we're starting at the bottom again. I'm sorry. So this is ROI mountain. Okay, so now we're going to take everything that we've talked about and get to really what the root of it all is, which is our ROI. Whatever we do, we want to know what is it leveraging for time, for the time, for the value we're receiving from it, right? So at the top of that is the clarity, the energy, the confidence that we can reinvest into our business because that's going to get us the new house, the new car, the zero debt, the freedom of time. At the base of that mountain is exercise, how you fuel. So this is how you are maintaining your most important piece of hardware and software, how you're fueling it, and specifically for women, our hormone balance. That is going to optimize our hardware and software to get to the top. So these are the phases. We've talked about the importance of our phases. Number one is just getting conscious of any of this. You showing up to this call or watching the replay, that is a start. That's going, hey, this is important. I need to pay attention. How am I fueling? How am I moving? How am I feeling? These are things we need to be asking ourselves and be conscious of regularly. And then two, you're going to track data just like you do as a CEO for your business, right? Consistent analytics of exercise, nutrition, sleep. There's a lot more involved, but we start broad and then we narrow. 1% small, consistent shifts. And that's what's going to bring you a successful business. You're going to have the clarity and the energy and the strategy. It's going to show back up as ROI. So we've talked about why the new hype fails. We've talked about the phases to realizing a plan, linking health and wealth, making that connection. And so now what's really, really important is understanding that a support system is crucial for implementation of all this. Really, really crucial. And now I have a community, PhatKat Fitness, and we have results from it. But I think more importantly than anything, I'm just so in love with the culture that we're building around being conscious of our bodies, our mindsets, taking the power back in our lives, getting behind that wheel and taking control and understanding that we can mold our experience to whatever we want it to be. And fitness being the vehicle for that, it hits on every level. Um, so at the time of recording this, we're at 114 members. When you join, you get a free one-on-one call with me. You get access to a sugar challenge. It's an evergreen challenge, so you can start anytime you want and you can do it as many times as you want. We have monthly competitions with prizes. We have free green tea chats on Sunday mornings for all of our members to just come and hang out. And we also have affiliate commission on everything, 40%. I will never change that. If anything, it would just go up with time, but it's always going to be at least 40%. And currently, until the end of July, so through July 31st, I'm running a steep special. It is over 50% off all my memberships. So if you join the premium, which means you're going to get access to the private Q&A calls, do at your own pace meal plans and workouts. It's going to really walk you through strength training. Um, and I also, of course, have one-on-one coaching. If you need more hand holding and you want something super tailored, you get me for a year with not only the weekly coaching calls, but a lot of my private time on one-on-one coaching calls. And we do the meal plans, the workouts together. You also get access to a free year of a really good tracking app that I'll cover for you. And then if you want, you can do the monthly on the premium right now is even more than 50% off because it's 29% off of the over 50% price. So it's really a no-brainer. And I will always honor this as a basically a deposit towards one-on-one coaching, lifetime guarantee. It doesn't matter how much time has passed, doesn't matter if you paid several years on that annual for the premium. I'll take whatever you've paid me and I'll take it off the top of my one-on-one coaching, whatever it's priced at. So just a friendly recap, your next steps is to start operating all systems like a CEO, including time blocking, analyzing your health into the SOPs. So that's exercise, meal prep, and including disconnection time. We need to disconnect as well from our business, from online. So maybe like whatever your favorite hobby is, but definitely important to you. And of course, the support system, because your body is your business and you're the CEO, babe. So I'm going to throw it back to Heather. Thank you so much for your time, everybody, for coming. Of course, I'm open to Q&A. And I'll just give it back to you, Heather. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming in. Lynice, did you have anything you wanted to add at the end there?
Okay, so I just thought to, since I'm the faith-based, focused person, I just wanted to share with you a Bible verse. So I did paste it in the chat. So adding to all of this amazing information, at the end of the day, we need to remind ourselves that we are God's creation and what He created through you is perfect and wonderful, and He just wants the best for you. And to honor him by saying thank you, we must also not just look at the exercise and the mental shift, but then also the nutrition part, what you put into your body, that it also makes you honor yourself and honor God in that way. So I just wanted to share that with you. So you can make a note of that. There's a lot of other verses. So I was actually thinking about doing a little wellness prayer challenge maybe within the next week or so to share all of them. So thanks for the idea, Heather and Kat. That's gonna be awesome. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys.
Do you want to read that one out loud so that the people on the replay they won't have the
Oh,
chat?
yeah. Sorry, of course. Okay, so it's out of 1 Corinthians 6, verse 19 to 20. It says, do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit? Therefore, honor God with your bodies. So take care of yourself because
Take care of
people
yourself.
need you.
Yes. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. I think it definitely
Awesome.
connects with everything we talked about today because
Mhm.
at the core of this all is it's respect for yourself, right?
Mhm.
It's honoring this very, very precious thing that we have, which is life. And so we have to optimize the time that we have, which we have no idea how much of it we do have, and treat ourselves with the respect that precious thing of life deserves. And I think that's what that verse really speaks to, Lenny.
Glad I could add it. Thank you, Kat.
Does anybody have any questions for Kat? Otherwise, what I'd like to do is have Kat, if you could give us just a high level overview of the sugar challenge, number one, and then your actual membership program.
Yeah, for sure. Anybody have questions? No?
Oh,
Hey,
Verna.
Kat, did you say it's good till through January or July?
January 31st.
Okay, I thought so, but I think you said July. I just
Did I
wanted
say
to clarify.
July?
I
I've
think
got
I also heard July.
summer on the brain. I'm
I
over
just
this.
wanted to clarify.
This beanie's got to go, man. I'm done. Crazy.
Thanks for sharing. It was awesome.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So I'll give you Ashley said fly south. I'm coming to see you in Texas soon, Ashley. I'll be there in 3 weeks. We got to link up. So I do want to share, thank you for uh linking the sugar challenge back in, Heather, because the sugar challenge, I really, really am proud of that because it's not your typical sugar challenge. It's not like, hey, jump in here and we're gonna just not have sugar for a week. It's actually a really like slow crawl to even get to the point where you don't have any sugar. I want to say, I don't want to, no spoiler alerts, but I'm pretty sure it's by like day 7, you don't have any sugar or something. And that really piggybacks with my small, consistent shifts move mountains. I cannot stress that enough. So the way that it works is when you jump in, there's a day by day, in the classroom, you just do each day at a time. You watch like a 4-minute video, and then you take the template underneath, there's a call to action, and you copy and paste that into a post as instructed. It's super user friendly, straightforward. But it's really, like I said, just walking us through the basic fundamentals that can, if you are heeding everything that you're seeing in there, will really set you up for success. You can definitely see a lot of immediate results if you just continue um, the concepts that you learn in there. But yeah, it's not your typical one, and I think it makes more sense for long-term maintainability for sure.
Yeah, I like that as well. You can't take away my sugar just like
Yeah,
that.
I can pull the rug from under you. Jeez.
Oh, I will get mad.
Yeah, we don't want anybody like throwing bows or anything.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
we're a bunch of baddie babes, but we don't want to be
yeah.
violent.
No, no, no. No, violence is not good.
Heather, you asked me something else.
Just an overview of your membership so that if people are interested in going with the membership, what more, like what can they expect on the inside?
Yeah. So there is access in the classroom, whether you do the premium, which is known as PhatKat Evolution in the classroom, you'll see it there. You can upgrade that way if you want. There's also the VIP, which is called PhatKat Elite, and that's 2 separate classroom modules. But the evolution is essentially like it's for a couple reasons. So let's say you're not really ready for the full commitment of the one-on-one hand-holding, like tailored coaching, but you're not closed off from it yet. This is a nice, like, kind of just let me put my toe in the water or whatever that phrase is. My husband swears I don't speak English as my first language because I bungle every known phrase. Sorry. But yeah, it's just kind of like giving you an idea and do it at your own pace. So you can go use all the resources. You can do the workouts at your own pace. You can, learn how to meal prep and do all that at your own pace. And then you have the weekly Q&A calls still access. So every week we have an hour call, anything that you want to share your wins, struggles, questions, you just want to come hang out with other people who are doing the same thing. That's there. And then as far as the VIP or the elite, that is, of course, everything that you get with everything else, but we have a lot of one-on-one time. So I want to say it varies for everybody. No two programs are alike because it is individually tailored, but for the most part, it's a 12-week program where we create your meal plans, your workouts together, and then we have one-on-one coaching calls. I want to say it's at least 10 to 12 hours worth of private time up front. And then you even get like a 6-month check-in after that and a final check-in before the year's up.
Nice.
Yeah. And that's it.
I love how you incorporated all of this back so that it when I originally wanted to bring you in, I was like, I want her in here so bad because all of us need to concentrate on our health, especially like being an entrepreneur and I'm sitting in front of my computer all day, every day. But then I was going, how do I do this? And then when you said, well, you know what, health is wealth, and I'm like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the missing piece.
Oh yeah, this life. I gotta like leverage what I've got.
Yeah.
Right. And feel good. Because it comes down to this. You got to care about how you feel. You have to care about how you feel. And I think what we all do is care about how everybody else feels all the time. And I've shut that shit off, excuse me, a long time ago. Because when I feel good, I inevitably make other people feel good around me.
Mm-hmm.
So it is that, again, a cliche. There's a reason why a lot of cliches exist. The mask, putting your mask on before putting anybody else's mask on in the plane, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what that means. Like when our cup runneth over, it runneth over for everybody else to drink. So it starts with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I believe,
I love that.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I know that I am in the evolution and I need to dive in. And I actually need to go back in and do the sugar challenge because, truth be told, the first time I didn't really do it.
It's there as many times as you want. You can literally start and do day one and then come back 3 weeks later and be like, all right, day one.
Right.
But hopefully after today's workshop, we're not doing that anymore. That was the
Right.
whole
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I just knew that there was no way I was going to get through the holidays without having any sugar. So I was just like, I'm not even going to start this right now.
Totally fair. And that's
Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for coming. Thank you, Kat, for joining us today. Thank you, Lynice, for co-hosting. I appreciate every one of you for being here today. And stay tuned in all of the communities because there'll be some additional talks and things coming up. So we'll keep you posted.
awesome. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you
It
around.
was nice seeing you.
Bye-bye.